What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful people of the Crasher community? How are you guys doing today? We're back with a new video on the channel. Thank you very much for tuning on in, you absolute legends. And ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, we make ourselves a return to a very popular topic here on the channel, revolving around Pokemon Go. And what we have here is the following. Pokemon Go players insist egg events are a scam before Scorching Steps. Now, is anyone else aside from me getting a sense of deja vu? Because I feel like we've been here before. Pokemon Go events come in all shapes and sizes, featuring fan favorite Pokemon, intriguing new tasks, or even special items that tie into the in-game lore. Egg events, where specific rare Pokemon can be found in the egg pool, are fun, but they're often controversial. And given Niantic's track record when it comes to what they've done in the game, especially as of late, then the word controversial isn't exactly too much of a surprising descriptor. It's pretty damn accurate. The upcoming Scorching Steps event seems to have taken the debate over eggs to a new height. Players have taken to social media to air their frustrations with the event, slamming egg events as a scam and comparing hatching to loot boxes. And that right there is one of the most common yet very true comparisons, because here's the deal, is that while Niantic do reveal the potential Pokemon that you can hatch from those eggs, they don't reveal the percentages, they don't reveal the odds. So hatching eggs are very much akin to loot boxes. One Pokemon Go player unloaded their anger about hatching eggs in the game, sharing their own experience about trying to get a Riolu with good stats and being unable to do so. They complained it felt like rigged BS. Now, here's the thing, okay, and I'm not trying to, suddenly play devil's advocate or anything like that. Despite having heavy opinions and criticisms about Pokemon Go, I want to also maintain being factual as well. There are going to be odds, okay? Sometimes you're going to have good odds when it comes to certain aspects of the game, and sometimes you're going to have really shitty odds when it comes to certain aspects of the game. And it just so happens that when it comes to Pokemon Go's egg hatching mechanics, it is literally like gambling. So on one hand, you do need to be aware of what you're getting yourself into. However, and the big, thick, oiled up however, is the fact that it all goes back to Niantic not being transparent with their audience in regards to the odds of hatching the Pokemon that they want to hatch out of those eggs, especially if they are the poster children of events that revolve around hatching eggs, such as with Scorching Steps. And we're going to get into the details of that event very shortly here, but for now, let's go ahead and let's continue. Other fans were on board with the initial player's frustration, with one reader chiming in, agreed. Egg events are the garbagest of events. Another player shared that they no longer cared about egg events, noting there is no guaranteed hatch out of 100 or 1,000, so don't bother. And that right there sadly is true, because there have been instances where there have been egg events. And as an example, let's rewind back a few years where there was this, I believe it was a Dragon Week or something like that, but it was involving Dino. Dino was the poster child of that event right there. And based on the, we'll say less than stellar feedback when it comes to that event was absolutely atrocious, and there weren't very many Dino that turned up from those eggs. So when I say you gotta know what you're getting yourself into here, you also gotta take into account that even after years of controversy and years of documented history when it comes to Niantic and their mishandlings of the game, and if you're still willing to give them money to hope to have a shot, a snowball chance in hell, if you will, to getting what you want out of these events, well, here's the thing. You made the choice at the end of the day to buy into that event. So it really is a case of curbing your temptation. One irritated Pokemon Go player even compared eggs to loot boxes before saying, I would never spend money in-game or otherwise to buy incubators. And once again, we see loot boxes being mentioned here because that right there is a very accurate sort of comparison, because if you don't know the odds of the contents of the eggs, yet you're buying into it, That right there is what is literally defined as a loot box. A common complaint in this thread is that Niantic doesn't always disclose egg hatching odds during events. That right there is a bit of an understatement there. An example of this can be seen in the official Scorching Steps post below, where players must be very lucky. Oh boy howdy, here we go again with the fanciful wordplay of be very lucky. In translation, you have a better chance of surviving in hell as a snowball than getting what you actually desire out of that event. But I digress, let's keep going here. To hatch Larvesta on 21st June during the event. Not everyone was on board with the complaints though. Uh-oh, this'll be good. With some taking issue with the use of scam to describe the game. A reader noted, having paid elements is not a scam. I'm gonna get into that shortly. Getting better things for money is not a scam. Depends on the context. Learn what the word scam means. I beg of thee. I beg of thee. Well, I beg of thee to elaborate further. You want to say paid elements is not a scam. Okay, well, let's go ahead, let's unpack that a little bit here. Let's talk about paid elements when it comes to the context of games. So, paid elements, right? So, let's say, for example, there is an event in, I don't know, a Call of Duty game or whatever, you know, and it's of a very reasonable price, and it lists off everything that is expected, okay? That right there is not a scam. That's called being transparent. Now, when it comes to the implementation as to how Niantic does it, that right there is a scam by comparison. Now, maybe, just maybe, scam might be just a little bit too harsh of a descriptor there, so we'll say gamble. Actually, no. Let's actually combine scam and gamble, so we'll call it a scamble, okay? Because it's more than just a gamble, okay? You might as well say that, yeah, you enjoy getting scammed because you're going to continue to buy into this. You're going to continue to just shovel buckets upon buckets upon buckets of money to Niantic, despite history repeating itself over and over and over again. Now, granted, this event is taking place on June 21st. That is 2 weeks away. So, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, who knows? Maybe this right here could be the absolute best event since sliced bread, but that bread could very well be moldy, and then everyone gets an upset stomach because it is history once again repeating itself. Now actually, before we move on here, since we're on the topic of gambling here, I'm going to go over two very big details that actually manages to make what Niantic does worse than gambling. So number one, let's take the casino as an example here. You have a potential to get back what you put in when it comes to the various amounts of games that are in that casino. Like when you put money into a casino, there is a chance for you to get money back, i.e. win money, and potentially win very, very big. However, in the case of Pokemon Go, whatever money you put in, it goes right straight to the company, and you don't get it back. And the second thing are the odds. Now, when we talk about odds in the case of Niantic, they don't disclose those odds. But in comparison to, say, winning the lottery odds are very widely known. Now, I say all of that to put more perspective into this argument here, and I just want to also say right now, I 150% disavow gambling of any sort, okay? Keep your money, save it for a cold, rainy day, and most importantly, put it towards something that actually will help you and your loved ones. Now, I also want to say, you know, it's absolutely fine to have different points in an argument. That's perfectly fine, and I've got no issue with it. But at least I'm hoping that for those that are on the opposing side of the spectrum, at least understand where arguments like mine come from. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's finish up here. The initial poster defended their point here, highlighting the hidden hatching odds as one of their main concerns with egg events. Several other fans were in agreement, with one referring to the practice as absolutely bonkers. That's another way of putting it, I guess. Whether you're a fan of the egg events or feeling put off by the upcoming Scorching Steps event, it's hard to deny that eggs are a consistently hot topic in the Pokemon Go community. Whether it's to do with egg pools or events, fans are almost always getting scrambled over hatching Pokemon. That's a nice pun right there. That gave me a good laugh. So what exactly is the Scorching Steps event? Well, I'm going to elaborate something pretty big here. This event is revolving mostly around fire-type Pokemon, but there is a very, very big shiny caveat to this, that being shiny Larvesta. Now, I have to say, as a Pokemon fan, shiny Larvesta is pretty damn cool. Now, given the rarity of hatching Larvesta, can you imagine how much more rarer it's going to be as a shiny Larvesta? This right here, in my opinion, is like the whole Shiny Dino Dragon Week Egg event all over again. At least that's what I think. However, at the end of the day, these right here are just my own opinions, experiences, and observations on the subjects presented in this video. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with my takes? Do you disagree with my takes? And what are your guys' overall thoughts on what we discussed here in today's video? Whatever your thoughts and opinions happen to be, ladies and gentlemen, you know I always love to hear back from you amazing legends in the comments down below. And that's it here for the video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for your time as well in viewing this video. Have yourself a damn good one, you beautiful people. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and remember to always stay humble. I'll see you guys next time.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.